Here's what's making news at midday. Today, Dane County is hit with some of the warmest weather the area has ever seen in December, but it comes with high winds and possibilities for storms. And President Biden is in Kentucky today to survey tornado damage in some of the hardest hit counties. This is News 3 Now at noon. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Mark will be back on Monday. Weather is the big story today. You might want to make sure your holiday decorations outside are extra secure tonight because high winds will be rolling through the area. It is an alert day, and Julian Seawright has more on what we can expect. Julian?
Thanks, Susan. That's right. It is an alert day for us, and this is what we've been tracking as of right now. As we take a look at our radar, we're seeing some snow and even some rain into the plains as of right now. And why is that? Because that system that we're going to be bringing in some strong storms overnight to various areas, to our friends in southern Minnesota, into northern Iowa, into our west of our viewing area here in Wisconsin, are going to be looking at potentials of seeing some severe weather. We have a moderate risk of severe weather clipping in the southeastern portions of Minnesota and into northern Iowa and just about near the La Crosse area for Wisconsin as well. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that and giving you all the details. But again, we have an alert day. This is mainly for late Wednesday afternoon into our Wednesday night. We're looking at high winds throughout the course of the event and going into tonight. So as Susan had mentioned, make sure that you bring in any of your Christmas decorations or any loose items outside. Bring them inside as they will be blown away. Our threat breakdown is this. Tornadoes are quite a possibility with these storms. However, it is mainly to the west. Hail is also a low threat, but that would also be to the west. But for all of us, we are looking at a strong threat and seeing some winds. We'll break this down more in just a few moments of what else and the details and timing of what to expect, Susan. But for right now, we're going to give it back to you.
Boy, not only is it warm, but it is so humid outside today, too.
Yeah.
It's just so unusual. All right, we'll check back in just a little while, Julian. Thanks so much. And with this mix of truly bizarre winter weather, many times people's first thought is about climate change. But to understand what that really means, News 3's McKenna Alexander spoke with state climatology officials. The biggest thing they're stressing is that none of these individual weather events can be directly attributed to climate change. However, it certainly plays a role. John Young, Wisconsin's climatology director, says it all has to do with how the Earth's warming trends increase the probability for these severe and extreme weather events. But he says it's difficult to predict how this will impact the Badger State in future decades.
Extreme weather events are very rare. Therefore, they are virtually unpredictable in a long-term sense. Number two, they are going to be more likely to occur in certain combinations of a varying climate from one year to the next, and or the climate change trend, which is a very long-term trend and a smooth one. It's going upward.
Young also says when overall climate trends are paired with the right climate and varying weather, records are prime for breaking, which may be what we see across our region today. At this hour, President Biden is in Kentucky offering support to the victims of the devastating tornadoes there. The president will survey damage in Fort Campbell, Mayfield, and Dawson Springs throughout the day. The tornadoes left more than 80 people dead and thousands more without heat, water, or electricity. Homes and businesses were demolished, and downed power lines cut residents off from key utilities as temperatures dropped below freezing this week. In other news, a former Rock County deputy sheriff is under arrest this noon after officials say he sexually assaulted children. 34-year-old Gary Huber was arrested in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Monday. He faces multiple charges, including first-degree child sexual assault, repeated sexual assault of a child, and 3 counts of child enticement. A criminal complaint alleges Huber assaulted multiple children between 2010 and 2016. He worked as a deputy sheriff in Rock County from August of 2016 to July of this year. DOJ officials say he resigned to avoid an internal investigation. We're learning new information about yesterday's deadly crash on the east side of Madison. Police say a gray sedan was traveling west on Cottage Grove Road when the driver ran a red light and hit a black SUV. Officers say the sedan was traveling at a high rate of speed. Both drivers and a passenger in the SUV were killed in the crash. A passenger in the sedan was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. The Congressional Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol has interviewed more than 300 people. Mark Meadows, President Trump's former chief of staff, could now face criminal charges for failing to comply with a subpoena to show up and testify. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
The January 6th committee is showing no signs of slowing down, with more depositions scheduled Wednesday after a late night on the House floor.
The resolution is adopted.
In a near-party line vote, members voted to hold Mark Meadows, the former North Carolina congressman who became President Trump's chief of staff, in criminal contempt of Congress.
Treating Mark Meadows as a criminal. Mark Meadows is our former colleague. He is a good man, and he is my friend.
Democrats read text messages, which Meadows had previously turned over to the committee.
Check your signal. Those signal messages are encrypted. Only Mr. Meadows can tell us what they said, so we'd like to ask him about that.
But he refused to sit for a deposition and supply additional documents, citing executive privilege.
I have consistently, from day one, said I would protect that executive privilege.
It's not just senior Trump administration officials that the January 6th committee wants to interview. They're also talking to organizers and individuals connected to the events of that day.
How it turned out was not what we had anticipated.
Dustin Stockton, who helped organize rallies leading up to January 6th, talked to CBS News after giving hours of testimony to the committee Tuesday. He says he was not at the Capitol, but feared events had the potential for turning violent, and says he escalated those concerns to the White House.
When the president said, now we're going to go walk to the Capitol, it was a devastating moment because I knew that they weren't prepared.
Stockton's fiancée, Jennifer Lawrence, is scheduled to give her deposition to the committee this morning. Natalie Brent, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Department of Justice will now determine whether to charge Meadows in criminal court, something that has already happened with Steve Bannon, who also refused to testify. An ongoing pork recall due to possible listeria contamination is being expanded. Alexander and Hornig initially recalled about 230,000 pounds of ham and pepperoni products. But now federal food safety officials say more than 2 million pounds of meat are affected. The recall involves a number of products made on different dates. If you have any, either throw them away or return them. Well, stay with us. There's much more to come today on News 3 at noon.
Consumers hold back on a holiday shopping splurge and the perfect end-of-year side hustle for chocolate connoisseurs. I'm Naomi Ruckham at the New York Stock Exchange. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
When Old Man Winter brings you a plumbing emergency, call RHD for help. Reliable, honest, dedicated. With 24/7 emergency service for your home or business. RHD Plumbing.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
Habitat homes are built and bought by the hardworking families that live in them. Through affordable mortgages backed by your donations, Habitat Dane County offers a chance for these families to invest in their future and their community. Please donate or volunteer today.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-day challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-day challenge.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
When Old Man Winter brings you a plumbing emergency, call RHD for help. Reliable, honest, dedicated. With 24/7 emergency service for your home or business. RHD Plumbing.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Americans took a more modest approach to the holiday shopping rush last month. According to the Commerce Department, retail sales increased by 0.3% in November. That was lower than expected. An earlier start to the shopping season and higher inflation likely influenced the slowdown. Today is the last day to sign up for public health insurance to guarantee coverage starting January 1st. People who've already enrolled on healthcare.gov don't need to do anything and will be automatically renewed unless they'd like to change to a new plan. Experts predict enrollment through the Affordable Care Act to be down 8 to 9% this year. Masks are back on at Apple. The tech giant says it will require customers to wear face coverings in all of its U.S. stores, regardless of state or local requirements. The mandate's return comes with COVID-19 cases back on the rise nationwide and amid the final days of the holiday shopping season. And call it a piping hot side hustle. Wishlisted.com is looking for a hot cocoa taste tester to try out all the mixes on the market, then give an honest review. But sipping free hot chocolate isn't the only perk. The chosen taster will also get a $1,000 check. Cocoa candidates have until midnight tonight to apply. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Naomi Ruckham.
Thank you, Naomi. Let's check stocks at midday. The Dow is up 25 points, but the S&P and the NASDAQ are both down. After the break, we'll have your latest ag numbers. We'll check in with Pam Yankee. And some severe weather could be heading into parts of the state tonight. It is an alert day, and Julian will have the complete forecast when we come back.
Now at Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and receive $400 off stressless Mayfair recliners and office chairs, $200 off any stressless recliner and office chair, and $200 off each stressless sofa seat. Don't wait. It's time for stressless. Donate and save at the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, and Rotier, we fight for what's right.
RHD Plumbing presents their Titletown Winter Getaway Contest. Win a 2-night stay in Green Bay's Titletown, including food, drink, and entertainment gift cards. Visit the contest page on channel3000.com and enter today.
After my kids left for college, the house got a bit empty, so I'm like, I'm getting a dog. I find this great deal online for a scruffy little puppy, till they hit me with a huge delivery fee. Then I remembered a tip I got from the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Insane shipping costs? This is a pet scam. I'll keep looking.
Recognize fraud sooner so your money lives longer. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
A local food pantry is on a mission to give struggling families a joyful holiday, but they need your help.
Josh Sprider explains what you can do to make winter wishes come true.
And a strong cold front moves into our part of the country. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Just a few thousand World War II veterans remain living in Wisconsin, and we'll introduce you to a local man who embodies the spirit of serving both his country and his family.
You are recognized and appreciated by all Americans.
Honoring a remarkable life, Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee with the Midwest Farm Report. Hi, Pam. I'm sure you're watching this weather just like the rest of us.
Very much, very much. I mean, I'm just stopping to think about all the loose metal and different doors that we've got on the farm, you know, big, tall machine sheds, stuff like that, that are going to really fall victim to these high winds that we're talking about. But more on that, I'm sure, in just a moment. Hopefully, people are being proactive right now. You talk about Christmas decorations, yes, but we've got a lot of big buildings, a lot of equipment, a lot of metal on farms that I hope we're trying to secure as well. Pivoting a little bit and talking more about what's coming up in 2022, back again will be the World Championship Cheese Contest. That's going to be March of 2022, back into face-to-face judging, at least at this stage in the game. Remember, because of the pandemic, we missed both the U.S. Cheese Championship and the World Cheese Championship. So our Wisconsin cheesemakers trying to get things back on track. And one new thing that they're going to be evaluating in 2022, cheese curds. It is one of the fastest growing categories that we're seeing as far as cheese production is concerned. And now they've decided to enter a brand new category that judges will be evaluating. That's going to be March 1st through the 3rd, 2022, Monona Terrace Convention Center, the World Championship Cheese Contest. Speaking of dairy, tomorrow, U.S. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack is going to be in our Channel 3 viewing area. He's going to start his morning in Bloomer tomorrow, visiting with folks about accessing clean water. Then tomorrow afternoon, he'll spend time at the Dwayne and Tina Hinchley farm just outside of Cambridge, talking about the somewhat revised dairy margin coverage program. So we'll be trailing him tomorrow. Follow me on Fabulous Farm Babe Facebook if you want to see some pictures. Barrel cheese today down a penny and a half, 165 and a half. 40-pound block cheese up a quarter of a cent at 194 3/4. Big jump today, double A butter up 4 at 2.10 a pound. But like I said, whatever I offer as far as news is concerned pales in comparison to what we're preparing for in weather, Suze.
No, we will keep you posted. All right, Pam, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Australia's iconic koalas are under threat as the country prepares for another potentially severe fire season. Scientists are rushing to protect the creatures and their habitat. Tina Kraus has more.
These are memories Australians and koalas would like to leave behind. But forecasters predict another fierce fire season, putting the tree-climbing creatures at risk once again.
So traditionally, koalas would be able to head to the top of a tree and escape a low-burning fire. But when they move so quickly and so fast like that, there's not as much opportunity to avoid them and escape them.
More than 60,000 of the treasured national icons were either killed, injured, or displaced during wildfires over the last couple of years. Conservationists say koalas are now struggling to survive because they're losing their habitat as more trees are cut down and areas are built up.
We are the problem, and we need to do a lot better to help these guys live where they live, because they were here before us.
Climate change is also a threat as koalas struggle with heat-related stress and dehydration.
This is unprecedented, and we're in tipping point times. And all these things eventually will have major impact, not just on koalas, but all the other animals that live in the same habitat.
Campaigners are urging Australia's government to plant more trees and protect more land to help save the home of one of the country's most adored animals. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
A recent study warned koalas could be extinct in parts of Australia by 2050 unless urgent action is taken. Let's get right to the Weather Center now. Julian has the latest on the severe storms that we're watching.
That's right. We're going to dive right in, starting off with our radar, where the system is that's going to be bringing in some storms for us for tonight and this evening. As of right now, it is bringing in some snowfall into our friends into the plains, but this is where we're looking at. This is going to be extending into the upper Midwest. We have a moderate risk for northern Iowa, southern Minnesota, and just parts of northern Wisconsin. This is mainly into the northwestern section. If you joined us on our Facebook Live, we kind of dived into the different levels of the severe weather threat that we were going to be looking at. In areas near La Crosse are just clipped into that moderate risk. Now, a moderate risk is 4 out of 5 when seeing of severe weather. Then we go into a bit more inward, into our inland areas, just about west of what we're seeing for our DMA, are into that enhanced risk, which is 3 out of 5. Then we have the slight, which is 2 out of 5. And over near Madison, we are looking at marginal risk and just about east as well. And that's where we're going to be looking and keeping our eye on throughout the course of the rest of today and going into tonight. Now, in terms of threats, the breakdown, tornadoes are very possible. However, that is mainly to the west, not necessarily into the Dane County area or more eastward. The best chance of us seeing tornadoes will be into the western side, between the Minnesota line and Iowa and to the far west over near La Crosse and Eau Claire. However, hail could also be a possibility with these storms that we're going to be seeing for tonight. But really what we're all going to be seeing and what we've been talking about is the winds. Winds that could be reaching damaging levels from 75 to 80 miles per hour gusting as we go into tonight. And this is all coming again from this strong low pressure system, which is going to be bringing in that cold front, which will act as a trigger to our oversaturated atmosphere as we're going into the rest of tonight. On top of that, we have the high wind warnings. We had warnings that started off from yesterday. Now we're going to be carrying into tonight and Thursday morning for majority of southern Wisconsin. As for us in Dane County, we were just issued a high wind warning earlier today, and that's going to be in effect from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Thursday morning. In areas to the east, we're looking at that high wind warning to be starting off as well. Now, as we take a look in terms of the winds, we're not going to be seeing super gusting winds throughout the course of today. So as we get into the evening commute, yes, it will be a bit breezy, but we're not seeing that strength of the winds until we get into tonight. After you eat dinner and you're getting ready for bed, that's where we're looking at those gusting winds to really start to pop off in southern Wisconsin, going in from 50 to 60 miles per hour. That will carry into, once those storms start to sweep through near the Dane County area, that's where we're looking at the stronger winds to be reaching close to those high and damaging levels. Then as we go on overnight, as it's starting to pass through, it'll start to calm down a bit, but we're still looking at high winds throughout the course of the entire night, transitioning into our Thursday morning. Now, as we're going to be timing things out, as you're going into your evening commutes, could see some pop-up showers, but not really going to be seeing much of anything in terms of a line of storms until we get into about 9 p.m. So we're looking at it to start to track its way into southern Wisconsin and make its way through. But look how quickly that it has moved through. Just an hour and a half of timing, we are looking at that line of storms and even that Boeing signature, which is a key indicator of strong winds being associated behind this line of storms. And then as we go into overnights, we're looking at those temperatures to plummet. We're looking at record-breaking temperatures for today, as we can see right now, 61 degrees, well above the record, which was set back in 2011 at 52, and we're going to continue to climb throughout the course of this afternoon. Temperatures in southern Wisconsin are at 60, but what we really need to know is which one we're going to be hitting on. The whole kitchen sink, as Chris Reese would like to say, we are looking at severe storms to be hitting in for tonight, especially to the west being the main target, but we are not going to be out of the ballpark either. Fog from this morning, but we're still looking at low-level clouds and showers to be popping off throughout the course of the afternoon. And then from our record warmth, it's going to plummet again into very wintry-like conditions and even those 60-mile-per-hour winds. So plan ahead, folks. With these strong winds, it's going to be associated for us seeing power outages. So make sure you charge your devices. Make sure you have access to more than one thing to be able to get information to keep you safe throughout the course of this event. Now, as we take a look, once again, today is our alert day. That's what we're keeping our eye on. But then for the rest of the week, we're looking at a lot more quieter temperatures and conditions. So we just got to get through the next few hours, get through tonight. Then we're going to go back to a bit more of that December-like feel, but it's going to be quiet until we get into about the Christmas holiday, Susan.
The whole kitchen sink is well put. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Thank you so much, Julian. Keep us posted. There's more to come today at noon. Howard continues to get ready for the holidays in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
The holiday season is a great time to thank all those special people in our lives. And today, we're sharing a sweet way to do it. So make sure you stick around.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pill after pill that just masks your ED. Fix it for good. We can make the difference. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the chicken garlic pizza for just $12. Papa Murphy's.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
I am so grateful for all the special people who have helped me out throughout the year, which is why when the holiday comes around, I love thanking them all by giving them something sweet and homemade. This year, I've decided to give gift tins brimming with our decadently delicious Holly Jolly Fudge. Let me show you how easy it is. The first thing we do is combine some butter with sugar, heavy cream, and salt in a saucepan, and bring it to a boil. After it boils for about 5 minutes, we take it off the heat and slowly add in some powdered sugar and a bit of vanilla. Once it's super smooth, we stir in some red and green candied cherries that we've coarsely chopped up. This gets spooned into an 8-inch baking dish. Then we pop it in the fridge to set before cutting it up. While it's setting, you might want to run out and pick up a couple of gift tins or gift boxes, which you can probably find on sale right now. There's nothing nicer or more personal than a homemade gift made with lots of TLC. So whether you need something special for a teacher, hairdresser, or a coworker, this is the way to go. To get the step-by-step instructions for our